Good evening and welcome to the tip-off of our high school basketball coverage here on nhsportspage.com. I'm Pete Tarrier along with our videographer Jon Kesty. It is our Merrimack Valley Sports Game of the Week. The Alvirne Broncos playing host to the Central Little Green. Central, many people think they're the favorites in D1 going into this season, going up against a very, very tough Alvirne team tonight on Alvirne's home floor in Hudson. Alvirne's big returning player, Tyler Livingston, a big man with some back-to-the-basket skills, but can also step out and hit the jump shot. And of course, everybody knows about Troy Pelletier, who really exploded as a player late in that championship game run that the Little Green went on, including that thrilling double overtime winner over Trinity in the semifinals. Can't wait to get this coverage going. We'll have the highlights for the first half. We'll come back a little commentary at halftime. And then, of course, all the second half highlights and the post-game interviews with the winning players and coaches. Should be a good one. Alvirne and Central here on nhsportspage.com. Coming up on a minute played here in this first quarter. Here's Kingsley. Strong drive to the hole. Leaps it up and in. Throws it cross court. A bad pass picked off by Kingsley. Bounce pass up ahead to Brown. Brown short one. No good. Rebounded by Yosh. Up ahead to Kingsley. Kingsley strong to the hole. Reverse layup. Up and in. It's picked off by Central. Pelletier to Hanson. Lays it up. No. Offensive rebound by Pelletier. Turns, faces, hits. Player who's just checked in, Riley Cody, the quarterback of the football team. Here's Dixon for three, left side swish. The dribble goes to Livingston, left wing. Livingston puts the fake. Pass underneath to Pierre, missed the layup, got his own rebound and puts it back in. Alvirne, but stolen away by Central. Pelletier got his shot blocked. And here comes Alvirne on the break. It's Livingston, and he jams it down. Tyler Livingston jams it down. Livingston has it on the low block. Turns, faces, banks it up and in. Now Hanson has it, right wing. Top of the key, Dixon, a long three, and he buries it. Final 5 seconds. Driving baseline, puts it up, and buries the shot just before the buzzer. Here's a steal by Alvirne. And taking it in is Richie Eaton. It's off the mark. Livingston the rebound. Outlet pass to Eaton. Eaton, nice pass across the lane to Wetmore, and Wetmore gets it right wing. Hanson over to Dixon, long three, and he nailed another one. Throws it to the player who I don't know who he is. Here's Hanson for three. Offensive rebound by the player I don't know who he is, and he got it swatted away by Livingston. Here's Dixon with it left side into the paint. Pulls up a jumper, another swat by Livingston. Hanson, though, comes away with the loose ball and puts in the Livingston over the timeline, 10 seconds. Livingston kicks it to Yosh, left corner three, and he knocks it down, 30 to 20. Here comes Dixon back the other way. His three at the buzzer is good, and it counts. At the half of our Merrimack Valley Sports Game of the Week, Alvirne 30, Manchester Central 23. Alvirne's controlled this throughout the first half. Had an 8-point lead early. They got it up to about 10, and it's 7 points here at the half after Yosh and Dixon traded three-pointers in the final 5 seconds or so of this one. Dawson Dixon leading the way so far with 12 points, all of them on three-pointers. He's got 4 long balls in the game. Troy Pelletier only has 4 points. All of them came in the first quarter for Alvirne. Dan Kingsley's got 8, Tyler Livingston's got 8, and 2 for Tyler Livingston. Were very loud, a fast break jam, which you saw on the highlights. We'll be back after the game with the post-game reactions, of course the second half highlights and the post-game interviews with the players and coaches on the winner team. At the half, it's Alvirne 30, Central 23 on NHSportsPage. Central with the pressure, but Alvirne breaks it easily that time. Here comes Brown, trying to drive to the hole, and an offensive foul taken by Nick the dribbles. Over on the left corner to Dixon, missed the three. Offensive rebound is put in by Hanson. Throws it left corner for Eaton, fakes the three. Puts it on the floor into the lane. Scoop shot is good. Left wing three, and it's in and out. Brown another rebound for Alvirne. Brown on the dribble into the front court. Down the lane, scoops it up, and it's good. And the Pelletier up to Hanson. Nice bounce pass across the lane to Macris. Collects himself, puts it up, missed it. Pelletier the offensive rebound. He got blocked by Yosh. Out to Hanson for three, and Central's on top. 42 to 40. Trying to take the three, and he will not get a shot off. In the final score, 58-42. Central wins it Standing with some of the members of the Victoria Central Little Green opening night victory, impressive one. Come from behind, too, 58-42 at Alvirne. Want to start with the sophomore here, the kid who burst onto the scene tonight. First varsity start, I believe, and you had 20 points in the ball game, and you didn't look like an inexperienced sophomore out there, Brett Hansen.
Well, I had a lot of help from Troy and Dawson in practice, teaching me how to play in a big game, get me ready, come in, make a.
When you're out there and the flow of the game is going, you pretty much forget about all that other stuff. Like, hey, I haven't played at this level yet, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't even just playing basketball.
How about you, Troy? A lot of hype about you coming into the season. You kind of struggled tonight. But what does that say about your team being able to win without you having your A game?
It definitely shows that we're not definitely a one-man team. We got 5 guys that can play at all times, and just guys that can step up.
Troy Pelletier, I had him for 10 points. I talked about Brett with 20. You had a huge 12 in the first half. Had you finish him with 17 points. But I think the biggest points that you scored tonight was that 3 right at the end of the half. Yosh hit a big 3 to put them up 10, and then you came down and stuck one at the buzzer. I mean, do you feel that was a huge basket, Dawson?
Well, I mean, I gunned it up from like almost half, so I was kind of lucky. But yeah, I guess it was a good going into half like that.
When you play a game like this and they're in control for most of the game, I heard you after the game saying, hey, that nice comeback, good effort there. I mean, is that something that you guys can kind of talk about later on in the season and say, we were able to do it in that opening game against Alvirne, and we can do this tonight?
Well, I mean, last year we came back from Trinity. We came back from a lot of games like that. So like Troy and I were on the team last year, and we just brought leadership to the other kids and teach them how to do that.
Troy, when you go in as a favorite, there's a big bullseye on your back. How do you guys handle that?
Just adjust to whatever they throw at us, and I thought we did that tonight with the boxing one, and it kind of took me out of the game, but other guys stepped up, and that was huge, and just definitely showed we're a team.
One more for you, Brett. What can you do for an encore in your second game?
I just hope to help my team get the next win.
How about that left-handed shot? I mean, I know you're a lefty, but do you think that throws people off sometimes because they're used to righty players, and you're up there with that left-handed leaner, the floater, things like that?
Yeah, sometimes people even force me right, so they don't know I'm lefty, and kind of surprises people.
All right, there you go. Brett Hansen, Troy Pelletier, Dawson Dixon, victory at Alvirne. We'll see you guys pretty soon. He had his arm around me here.
He never looked so thin, didn't he?
Yeah, I know. I like standing next to him.
That's why you got me out here.
Well, in basketball, I kind of stand next to the offensive lineman. It makes me look a little bit smaller. Exactly. But let's talk about this one. You guys, they were the better team for the better part of 3 quarters tonight. But you guys showed something, being able to come back. I had you taking them 25-4. You outscored them in the fourth quarter.
I thought a lot of it changed in the third quarter. At halftime. We talked about making some adjustments, playing harder, and playing offense. With some good technique. They came out and threw a box and one at us. We haven't had a lot of time to execute offense against the box and one, and our guys responded a little bit by standing around because they weren't sure what to do. All right. And then when we made it very clear what we wanted out of them, I thought that the passing got crisper. We started dribbling less, got better shots. So I thought even in the third quarter, things really started to turn our way. And then, quite frankly, in the first half, I thought Alvirne was really good off of our turnovers in transition. And when we minimized our own turnovers, it minimized their easy baskets. And then everything in the second half, I believe they scored 12 points in the second half. Everything they got in the second half, they had to earn.
Troy Pelletier was a kid who kind of burst onto the scene last year. You had another kid, a sophomore, step up, Brett Hansen, skinny little guard, lefty shooter. He can play.
Brett's a great example of what you can be if you work hard every day. Brett was a good player in our JV team as a freshman last year. That kid has worked virtually every single day since that season ended. And I told a lot of people, I think this kid's got a chance to start for us next year, and people laughed at me. Then he comes out, one book's got him for 18, one book's got him for 20. That kid can play. He's slight, but he rebounds, he defends. He's a fundamentally very sound player, and he just had a great game. A little bit of a beneficiary because the defense was, really out there to stop Troy Pelletier, and it made other guys step up, and Brett took advantage of his opportunity today.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it. Congrats on the opening win. Feels good to be playing basketball again.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does, and it feels good to win.
Central beats Alvirne 58-42 in our Merrimack Valley Sports Game of the Week opening night here, Stekowicz Gym inside Alvirne High School in Hudson. Pete Tarrier back here with Jon Kesty, and Alvirne really controlled this throughout the whole game up until that fourth quarter. They led by 5 going into the fourth quarter, but Central outscored them 25-4 in the fourth. They end up winning it going away. Just some numbers here for you. Brett Hansen was fantastic, the sophomore guard, 20 points on the night. Dawson Dixon, big first half, 4 3-pointers, finished with 17 points in the game. Troy Pelletier, All-State player, Player of the Year candidate, only finished with 10. And it was a struggle for him all night, maybe trying to work out the rust from playing football, but an impressive night for the Little Green defensively, especially in that fourth quarter. They gave Alvirne fits, and the full court pressure from Central was very problematic for the Broncos. For Alvirne, they were led by Tyler Livingston, as you would expect, but it was only 11 points. They got 8 points each from their 2 point guards, Dan Kingsley and Richie Eaton. Tyler Brown had a decent game with only 7 points, but tough night for Alvirne, tough loss for them. They probably should have won this game. Central was playing without Mike Plensis, who hurt his hand in practice. He's expected to miss a couple of games, and they didn't have Isaiah Joseph back. His eligibility is still in question with the NHIAA. Your final score from Alvirne High School: Central wins it on opening night, 58-42 over the Broncos.